Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So we have so much to go over today. We're talking about the root chakra. So if you don't know what the root chakra is or what kind of energies it governs or what body parts it has dominance over, definitely I recommend going back to my previous video, and it's all about that and what the root chakra is. But today we're just going to be going over what an overactive and underactive root chakra look like and how to kind of balance that energy out, right? So without further ado, let's jump into it, right? So let's talk about what it looks like to have an overactive root chakra, right? So just a reminder that overactive means we have way too much energy flowing through the center and not to the others, right? You can have as much energy as you possibly want flowing to your chakras, but you want the energy to be balanced. You want all of your energy centers to have that energy flowing in. You don't want just one or two or whatever that are just huge, sucking in all the energy, because it's gonna mess up your flow, man. All your other centers are going to be underactive to make up and compensate for the overactive ones. So all the chakras are directly linked. You know, if you mess with one, you mess with the others, right? So basically, imbalance occurs when you feel as if your best interests are not being taken as others' best interests, right? So if you're in a relationship, you may feel as if your best interests are not your partner's best interests, right? They're not taking your best interests in as their own. Same can go with a parental dynamic or a family dynamic or whatever, right? Or just a friendship in general. So an imbalance can also occur when your sense of belonging to a group or like family situation or tribe is shaken, right? Somebody makes you feel like you do not belong in some way, in some capacity. So the root chakra is the most commonly unbalanced center, and that's because almost everyone deals with the sense of their security or their sense of belonging being shaken, especially in childhood, right? And childhood is important because it's laying the foundation for our adult life. It's laying the foundation for our beliefs, our experiences. You know, it's laying the foundation for the rest of our life. And so we pick up a lot of beliefs and a lot of kind of subconscious things in our childhood that we got to kind of work through in adulthood, right? So this can be something as subtle as your parents telling you, what are you wearing? You look ridiculous. Especially if this is an outfit that you love. You love this outfit. It's your favorite outfit and you're stoked to wear it. And it's just such a direct expression of your sense of style, right? And you go out there in the living room and your parents shoot it down. Oh, it's ugly. What are you wearing? Go change, right? Stuff like that. You know, some kids can let that roll off their back. They can be like, whatever, my parents are just, oh, whatever, I'll wear it later. I'll put it in my bag and go change at school and F them, whatever. But some kids really eternalize stuff like this. Some kids really find importance in what their parents are saying, right? So a child might go in their room and just be crying like, this is my favorite outfit. How come my parents do not accept me, right? They don't accept me for who I am. They don't accept my outfit choices. They don't let me express myself and who I am. So since this child is feeling not accepted, their sense of style is not feeling accepted, this leads to them not feeling like they belong with their family. You may get a sense of like, oh, I don't fit in, I don't belong. They all have different style, right? So this can lead to the adult personality trait of closeting what makes you happy, closeting your sense of style, closeting what makes you happy in your best interests, to make others happy, right? You kind of try to conform to what others like because you have the subconscious belief that you picked up in childhood that if you do not conform, if you try to branch out and do what you like and do your own thing, that others will not accept you, which makes you feel like you do not belong with others, right? Which means you feel like you're not loved by others, right? So we all know people that get into those relationships and they completely drag themselves through the mud to make that other person happy, right? When you have a good balance, making yourself happy is making your partner happy, and making your partner happy is making you happy. You should not have to, in a healthy relationship, you should not have to closet anything about yourself to make anybody else happy, right? So this is an imbalance of the root chakra, and this is what that can look like, right? So this is where it's extremely helpful to be aware of these subconscious beliefs, because instead of feeling endlessly judged and not accepted, you can work on wearing what you want to wear and surrounding yourself with people that make make you feel great about your sense of style, no matter what, right? So this means getting rid of the boyfriend that's like, babe, what are you wearing? I don't really like that. Please don't wear that around my friends. Get rid of that boyfriend and get the boyfriend that's like, I love your style. It's kind of out there, but I love it. I wholeheartedly accept you and who you are. I want to take you around my friends. I want to go show you off, right? Like no matter what you're wearing, I love your outfit, right? You want a partner that makes you feel safe and secure within yourself and your own skin and the things that you like and the things that you want to wear. So there can be many different subconscious beliefs we develop that can lead to fear, anxiety, stress, constant like victim mentality. So, you know, like blaming others for everything and not feeling in control because you feel like everything just happens to you. Like you're not accountable for any situation. You know, like none of your actions have any consequence. Like you're just a random victim of the universe. You did not attract those situations into your life. You didn't put yourself in that scenario. You didn't put yourself in that situation by making the choices you made. You are just a victim of random life, right? Victim mentality. That's a big symptom of root chakra imbalance, right? You cannot take responsibility for everything. So the subconscious, like these subconscious beliefs, right, basically lead to symptoms of, you know, a crisis of faith, you know, not knowing what you believe, not really feeling like a bigger picture. You just kind of feel like, oh, this is it. Like right here, right now, we're just like living kind of like life's a bitch and then we die mentality, right? Kind of feeling connected and cut off from the earth, from the physical. You're like, I don't really know why I'm living life. I don't really know like what my purpose is, you know, having a sense of not knowing your purpose. That's definitely a symptom of an imbalanced root chakra, not feeling motivated, feeling very lethargic, unable to commit to things, unable to create habits or maintain routines. You could feel lonely, you could feel desperate, you could be lacking the self-discipline, you could be having nightmares about the future, right? PTSD is a no-brainer symptom to having an imbalanced root chakra because this means for sure at one point in time your sense of safety and security has been completely shaken and blown apart, and you you basically stored those emotions in your body in the form of electromagnetic energy, and it's residing at a low frequency of fear, and it's affecting your life because you weren't taught what to do with this energy, right? Something traumatic happened and you felt those emotions, the fear and everything else was so real, but you did not know how to basically get rid of these energies and kind of transmit them and work through them. You stored them up, right? And so that's not good, but it's very common, right? We are not taught. Be easy on yourself because we are not taught how to deal with this stuff, right? So when your root is in balance, you're lacking the ability to be grateful for the physical, basically, like subconsciously. So when it comes to appearance, underactives hate how they look, constantly wishing they looked different. Eating disorders are very common in root chakra. The overactive root is going to be completely conceited in how they look and could be feeling wrongfully entitled, possessive, controlling, because they feel like the physical world should kind of revolve around them because they have an over access of energy flow to the center. Because they have an overactive energy flow that makes you feel extra safe and extra secure in situations where maybe you shouldn't feel safe and secure, right? Like treating everyone at your job like crap. Because you feel as if your job is secure no matter what, right? You're like, I'm great at this job. Like, they can't afford to lose me, you know? So you're walking around treating all your fellow staff members like crap, right? Because you're just like, I mean, I'm the best at this job, right? I'm secure because I'm the best, right? I do the best work. I get it done the fastest. Like, all you guys are not worthy of my work or like whatever, right? So that could lead to the other employees going to complain about you, and guess what? You get fired from your job. You felt way too overly secure, but you did not have balance. You did not have a sense of humility or gratitude towards one of your foundational structures, which is your financial, right? Your job is something that helps your security, your stability, provides a roof over your head, right? So anything financial, anything having to do with your job is definitely associated with the root chakra. Addiction is also a big symptom of the root chakra imbalance, and it is present in both over and underactive centers. And the difference is underactives tend to have an addiction in the vibration of escaping their circumstances. Escaping their circumstances and kind of trying to compensate for what they feel as if they lack. Right? And an overactive is kind of the opposite. They overindulge in addiction because they feel entitled, regardless to what they're putting others through. They feel like, I deserve to live how I want to live. I deserve to be, messed up if I want to be messed up, right? It doesn't matter what my consequences are. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the overactive is way more in the vibration of self-gratification and like self-fulfillment in the moment. I'm entitled, right? And so I'm not saying that that's the thought process of people that have an overactive root chakra and that have an addiction, but I'm saying that these are things that are subconscious. Like, you don't have to consciously think, I'm putting my needs before others. But in your actions, that's exactly what you are doing because of these certain subconscious beliefs and subconscious ways that we grew up that led to our mentality today. So sexuality is another big tell-all because the root governs our reproductive organs and the hormones associated with sexual nature. So if the root chakra is underactive, you're probably never really wanting to have sex. You might feel like it's more of like a chore and a job, right? You're just kind of doing it to make your partner happy, but it's not like a need for you, right? And an overactive is going to be overexpressing your sexuality in an unhealthy manner, right? This could look like sex addiction. It could look like being extremely like promiscuous and not selective of your partners at all, regretting your encounters with those partners, maybe getting a disease because you were into the instant gratification. And you ignored the precautions. You didn't want to take the precautions because you were into that instant gratification despite what could possibly happen, right? Basically, people that use sex as a form of manipulation or feel entitled for people to please them, right? Or feel entitled to certain things when it comes to sexuality. That's definitely overactive root chakra thinking. So I really just want to express the polarity between these two, right? Overactive, instant gratification and living in access, right? Overdoing things, entitlement issues, right? Underactive is more timid, kind of trying to escape your circumstances, focusing on your lack, looking for fulfillment outside of yourself. You're looking to fill the void that you feel like you're lacking things, right? So another example of overactive would be in childhood. You're getting spoiled and never kind of being taught humbleness or gratitude, so you feel like you're entitled and deserve anything you want, and it kind of instilled in your subconscious it basically instilled in your subconscious belief that if others love and accept you, they will cater to your desires and instant gratification and needs that are probably a little unrealistic, right? So because of this belief, they tend to feel like they're unloved if others can't fulfill their unrealistic needs and are incapable of appreciating more functional expressions of love that are not regarding the unrealistic needs, right? So somebody who has a balanced root chakra will be so full of gratitude for any gifts, but they may not even have to get material gifts to be satisfied, right? They could be satisfied with affection or words or, stuff like that. When if you're overstimulated in the root chakra, you're going to have such a hard time being appreciative of the things that you have, right? This doesn't mean you have to grow up rich. You could grow up poor and then decide to, once you do get a little bit of money in your hands, you're hoarding those items and you're hoarding money and you're being greedy because you've kind of took on this mental belief, the subconscious belief that money and abundance and finance stuff is scarce, right? So you have to cling on to it. So that's not good either. So underactive is still being ungrateful for the things you have, material possessions, because you feel like you're undeserving of these things, or like it's not in your capability to have nice things. That's not what you deserve, right? Subconsciously. And, you're not pursuing your goals and your dreams because subconsciously you feel unworthy, or like those things are not attainable because something in your life, something in your childhood made you feel this way, right? So symptoms of an imbalance can be any issues with the physical matter. The chakra governs a lot of physical things. So for example, if you have TMJ disorder, our root chakra governs our teeth, our skeletal system, right? So TMJ would be an imbalance of the root chakra, right? So it could be rectal issues or hemorrhoids or digestive issues because the root chakra governs the colon and intestines, right? Intestines. So for men, this could look like prostate issues. For women, this could be like UTIs, infections, bacterial infections in your genitals, having just issues, STDs, whatever. Blood disorders. The root chakra governs our blood and what happens to our blood. So any kind of like anemia, any kind of, blood disorder. You could be overweight with eating in excess because you feel entitled if you have overactive, like I want to eat how I want to eat, or, I want to live how I want to live, regardless to the consequences, regardless to who it's hurting. I don't care if I, have a heart attack because I have so much fat on my body. I don't care if I leave my family early because I have diabetes. I'm just going to keep eating this candy, whatever, right? Underactive would probably be like fill a void, right? So you're eating to try to fill that void. So that's also not good. Being overweight is definitely a root chakra sign, a root chakra issue. So as you can see, all these physical organs, the root effects also causes reactions from parts of your body, like not governed by the root. So this is why when you start opening up your chakras, one of them, all the rest follow suit, right? So you start getting energy flowing through that root chakra, and it's going to mess with the rest of your body, right? So the more you try to get a balanced energy flow through one center, the more it is helping you get a balanced flow through the other centers.